Hey guys, welcome to Red 50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss why you should pick the 2018 and up Mustangs, whether it's an EcoBoost or a GT, over the 2017 or 2015 to 2017 model years. Now, as you guys know, the S550 Mustang generation came out in 2015, so it's been 6 years since it's been out actually. Quite a long time. It's hard to believe that. Now the 2015 to 2017 model year were pretty much standard, not much changes, whereas 2018 saw a refresh. And as if you guys have been sticking around to my channel, you guys do know that this model here is the 2019 Mustang GT Premium. So I've got all the refresh updates and stuff. Normally when there's a refresh to the model year, there's not that many changes. More of the headlights change, maybe a little bit changes in the body. But the entire thing pretty much remains the same, introducing a couple of new features. But 2018 and up refresh is a big deal for a Mustang. Here's 3 reasons why you should definitely get that, especially if you're looking for a 2017 Mustang, or use one at that. And the price difference probably isn't going to be that much, two to three grand, if that. But it's going to make a huge difference as to what you get from the refresh model. Let's go check it out. I'm just going to keep it brief for the exterior changes that the 2018 and up Mustang did see in terms of exterior. We'll cover the actual features in detail, which is why my personal reasoning as to why I went for these. So just to keep it brief, we've got the entire front fascia that's entirely new, from these headlights to the grille, and you've got these new hood vents here, and pretty much basically from up here all the way to the front is the entire new design. You've got all LED lighting at the front, new design of the grille. In my opinion, it just looks a lot aggressive. I know when it first came out, myself included, didn't really like the design, to be honest with you. It got a lot of hate from people. They just said it was too catfishy, kind of like Camaro 4th Gen. But it really grew on me, and I just absolutely loved the design. And yeah. Rear did not see much changes from the front. You've got these tail lights here. You've got these tail lights here that's got a curvature in there, pretty much resembling the front headlights over there. You've got the slight indentation going on between the GT, and if you've got the GT model, you've also got the quad exhaust as opposed to dual exhaust on the GTs before. I believe EcoBoost can also get a quad exhaust setup if you've got the active exhaust, which was available for 2019 and up models. Now let's dive into 3 reasons why you should definitely pick 2018 and up Mustang compared to the 2015 to 2017, or at least what convinced me to go for this refresh model over the previous one. So first reason being is the transmission. So this 2019 Mustang GT comes with a 10-speed transmission, which is what was received in 2018 and up refresh models. In my opinion, 10-speed transmission is a game changer. It is buttery smooth, it shifts really fast, kind of like what you want in a performance car. It also gives you an amazing gas mileage. The 10-speed allows me to get 20 miles on average, which is a split between city and highway driving, and the most I've seen on the highway is 28 miles per gallon, which in my opinion is pretty impressive given that this car makes 460 horsepower. The reason being, or why the 10-speed is a big contributor to that, is because there's so many gears, it keeps your revs very low, especially if you're in highway cruising. You're probably turning like 1500 RPM on 60 miles per hour, which is really low compared to some of the other cars there. So it saves on gas, but when you stomp on the gas, it goes. The other reason is also that the 10-speed is very durable. I mean, 6R80, which was the previous 6-speed automatic transmission, was also pretty reliable. This one, it can be a little bit quirky, but in terms of just building power numbers, there's people running 700-800 horsepower with no issue. The transmission holds just fine. Just for this alone, I highly recommend getting a 2018 and up Mustang, whether it's an EcoBoost or a GT, because this 10-speed transmission is absolutely insane. And not to mention the paddle shifter response actually is very good. I mean, there's a slight delay on first to second gear shift, but aside from that, it's very responsive. Whether you're downshifting, upshifting, it actually makes it very fun to drive on the back roads. Compared to the 6R80 transmission, which wasn't all that bad, but it can be a little bit laggy to kind of take some fun away. Like you would press the pedal, wait a second or two before it shifts. This one is pretty instant, especially for a Mustang. Now the second reason why you should really get a 2018 and up Mustang, whether it's an EcoBoost or the GT, is this digital dash. At least for me, it was a huge selling point. It just makes your interior looks very futuristic. And I feel like most cars are going to a digital dash route anyways. So it just kind of future-proofs your Mustang and one less temptation to upgrade when you don't really need to. I'm just going to give you a little bit brief overview of this digital dash, but I do have an in-depth video if you're interested in that. You can check it out. But it comes with 3 different options. You've got a pony button on your steering wheel. So you click on it, and we can go to cluster appearance. So you can change it with the drive mode if you've got that, or you can just leave it by default. So mine is in sport mode, but this is what the normal mode looks like. Very traditional layout, allows you to customize a lot more options. Here's a sport mode, which we just had. I kind of like that because the tach kind of goes all the way across, and you still got the speedo and everything. Now we've also got the track mode, which is just a digital speedo, and you've got an entire thing of just the tag. It's for obviously track reasons. You just want to be able to focus on your RPM without any distractions. And you can also customize the gauges. You got all these different gauges that you can customize, and these are the gauges I've set up. So you've got 1, 2, 3 gauges up here. So again, like I said, if you want to check the customization options, because you can change pretty much everything you see, like all the colors, like the blue and red, I can swap them out. I can make it red and blue, orange, green, yellow, you name it. All the colors are option. If you basically go to my color, you can customize however you want to. You can create your own color too, which is very cool. It can get a little bit difficult to find because to get the digital dash, you had to get the fully optioned out car, which meant the premium and a 401A package, which was another $2,200. So not a whole lot of people got it. So when you're in the used market, it may be a little bit difficult to find it, but if you can find this, it's well worth it in my opinion. It just makes your interior looks a lot better. Now the next up is, specifically for the GT models, is the 5.0. Now, a lot of people are still just, any other 5.0 Coyote engine, but this is the Gen 3 version of the Coyote engine, which means that it makes 460 horsepower and 420 foot-pound of torque over the 2015 to 2017 models, which made 435 horsepower and 400 foot-pound of torque. Now, I know it's only 25 horsepower difference, but trust me, with the Gen 3 being paired with the 10-speed transmission, it feels like it's a lot quicker. Not to mention the red line also increased from 7,000 RPM to 7,400 RPM, which makes this car very fun to drive. It's almost got a high revving V8 nature, kind of like the E92 M3s. It's very fun to drive. I personally have taken on 2016 Mustang, which was full bolt-on with a stock 2019 Mustang GT with the 10-speed running 87 octane. So with the 25 horsepower difference, I'm pretty sure, as you know, full bolt-on GT has probably matched me in the power or maybe surpassed me in the power. However, with the 10-speed and the Gen 3 Coyote, it just screams up top, and there was no way he could hold on to it. Not to mention that this car, or the Gen 3 Coyotes, come with the flex fuel technology, which means you can run E85 as long as you got the tune, and you don't need any fuel injectors or anything like that. And with full bolt-ons and E85, these cars make almost 500 to the wheel, which in my opinion is just crazy to have a regular Mustang GT making 500 wheel horsepower, something you can get for $35,000. Now, one of the features that barely made the list is the active exhaust. I definitely enjoy the active exhaust, being able to start on a quiet start and have the track mode for my loudest setting, but I just know it's a split between people, because there's people who just like their Mustang to be loud all the time, and there's people who really don't care how their Mustang sounds, as long as it's got like a little bit throaty sound. They don't want it to be too loud and be disruptive. So I feel like I didn't want to put this on the list, because depending on who you are, you may choose one or the other. And not to mention that the upgradability of the active exhaust does cost a lot more. So even if you get it, you think the track mode is loud enough, but once you get it, you want to upgrade it, you have to pay a lot more than a typical exhaust system, which is what I ended up doing. So that's why I don't really recommend it. I got the active exhaust. I thought it was loud, but 6 months in, I was like, nope, this is not doing it for me. I ended up getting Corsa Extreme with the active exhaust, so I still get to keep my quiet start. Well guys, that's pretty much it as to why you should pick a 2018 and up Mustang EcoBoost or Mustang GT. For, in my case, obviously the Mustang GT. In my opinion, the 10-speed transmission, Gen 3 Coyote if you're looking for the GT, and the digital dash is just a huge seller to why you should pick a 2018 and up Mustang as opposed to 2017. Especially the difference usually, like I said, ends up being like $2 to $3 grand depending on what kind of deal you're looking for between a 2017 and 18. If you can afford it, not break the bank, I highly recommend it because this is not just a refresh. It feels like a completely different car. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like this video, comment the thoughts what you think about the refresh model, and as always, subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.